Are we live? Okay. This broadcast of As the Wasteland Burns was brought to you by Galaxy News Radio and our sponsors at the Soylent Company, now in green flavor.
And butt plugs.
I'm very concerned.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
I don't know where I am,
Yeah, what happened?
what I'm doing.
Who are you guys?
Look, we got a new sponsor, okay? Vault-Tec decided to take a little break. They'll be back later, but for now, Soylent is the big sponsor.
They pay better?
It's very suspicious.
Are you getting a kickback?
Yeah, I feel like we need a meeting about this. The board of directors needs to meet and vote on this change in direction.
Look, if the board of directors become aware of this, then they're going to insist that I raise Phoenix's pay, okay?
Okay, we will double it.
Wait a
from
minute,
0 to 0.
I get paid. Yes, oh, thank God. Yeah, I don't have to live in the box behind the homeless shelter anymore.
You can have heating this winter, Phoenix.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Wasteland Burns. The group had managed to extricate themselves from the underground river or lake that they found themselves in.
I blame Snake.
So,
I'm sure everybody else does too.
moving slowly back, you managed to work your way back to where C2 and Milk Dud and Good and Plenty are. The multiple cracks and fissures have opened up, leading out to the top of the bridge. That is that's there. Sunlight streaming, dark, cold water down below. It's more water than any of you have ever seen.
If the ground weren't so unstable, this would be a great place for a settlement.
Oh yeah, if you didn't want to plunge to your death, but you're only, like I said, at most.
I said if the ground weren't so unstable.
Right. So, yep.
I did add in a caveat. I just want that to be noted. I didn't say that this was a great place no matter what. I said if the ground was more stable.
Blah, blah, blah.
Indeed.
I think you're pretty beat up physically from this. Whatever the last creature that you had fought was trying to, douse you with, when it leapt, you have burns and scabs over almost your entire body.
That's all. I have a couple boo-boos.
It itches when I pee.
He can walk it off on the way to Germantown.
Sam, you do notice that his armor is barely, it needs a lot of duct tape, let's put it that way. So.
Yeah, at this point I'm just going to write it off and say when we get to Germantown, go buy some new armor. Yeah, at this point it's just scrap.
Yeah, it's, almost any wiring that you see is gone.
Yeah. The helmet's looking a little,
surprisingly, that's the only thing that's relatively intact. The helmet itself.
Yeah.
Everything else kind of, has taken blows that it,
Yeah. There's literally nothing. Sam literally looks at his armor, thinks to himself, yeah, nothing I can do to fix that.
Is this beyond repair?
It is beyond Sam's means to repair without a proper forge and setup.
Yeah, that's probably an accurate description.
You'll have to buy more armor. You'll have to buy new armor when we get to Germantown.
But if I find a real armor,
What if you feel find a real what?
If I find a real armorer, would he be able to repair it?
Good question.
It's possible. Anything's possible.
You just
cost
leave.
more-
Caps in time. Yeah.
it might cost more to get the armor repaired than it would be to replace it.
In chat, Crimson Media said, buy a strap-on.
Yes.
I vote for that. I'll put coin towards it.
We get a Henry VIII style codpiece.
I don't even know what that is. I'm not going to ask either.
You've never seen Henry VIII's armor
No.
No.
Here we go.
or the codpiece on it.
No.
Is it kind of like the
Welcome
bass?
to Warpy's history lesson, everybody. Professor Warpy to you.
Kind of like the bas relief of like the Leonidas armor. It just happens to be for down there.
Okay, so his foot armor had a rather massive protrusion
I need pictures. I
in
can't
a
see any
certain
pictures.
spot. Okay, fine. I found the one. I found a picture of it from the Royal Armory.
Uh-huh. Bet you did.
Man, we barely got into the game and we're already distracted. See where this is going.
On with the nonsense.
Damn you, Google. Once I'll open it up, make sure everybody in chat can see too.
Where'd you put it?
I put it in. I put it on TeamSpeak
Oh,
in
yeah.
the chat. Yep. Yep. Just scroll down until you start seeing pictures, and it'll become rather apparent what I'm talking about.
I feel like I'm missing something. That's okay, we can go on. I mean, I know it's got like a little jock strap thingy.
Oh, dang little.
That's only about the size of a softball, but it's a tea shaker. It's one of those tea. You put tea leaves in there. So
He had
when he
multiple
tea bags people,
He had multiple suits of armor, but all of them had a similar. Yeah.
I'm not impressed.
On with the nonsense.
how do I get this bus back on the road? Jeez.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And while we're at it, while we're talking about Henry VIII's armor, what is the GM wearing?
Well, up until recently, the GM was wearing. Well, hey now.
Well, you just shared a picture of it, so you kind of stole the thunder.
I can't beat Henry VIII's armor. Geez. I had my Dragon Ball T-shirt on, Dragon Ball Z T-shirt on. Yeah, that's the closest balls I get. And I just, I still have my jeans on from earlier today. Nothing exciting this time around, folks. Sorry. I'll make sure I wear my crotchless Daisy Dukes next time for y'all.
You better.
Only on my OnlyFans page. Link will be provided at the end of the show. So, Nick, you kind of dump everything out, get the excess water out, and yeah, you can see Saval. Yeah, he's covered in rashes. Looking at the armor as I described, it's in pretty bad shape. The wiring for the electronics is completely trashed. Take the box panel that would hold the radio, and when you open it up, it's full of water. So surprisingly, it got water in, but it wouldn't let the water out. So
If we let the water out and let it dry a little, would it probably still work? Or
you would have to check to see how badly damaged it is. So
got it.
time. You have at least where you're at. Probably 2 days of travel, maybe 3 at the most to get
Got
to
it.
Germantown. So
Does anybody have any jet?
No,
I think
Yep.
I do.
no.
Yeah, I have 2 jet.
And when Sam says no, he's looking at Snake dead serious.
Do you want the jet?
Yes.
All right, I'll give you my 2 jet.
Yay.
Sam actually has 13 doses of jet. He just doesn't want to give it to Snake.
I
You better
terrible sometimes.
You better not tell Snake that.
Yeah, I know. I'm not.
yeah, you guys can see that Snake's got a little bit of a
Yeah,
twitching
we don't
going
have
on.
any Dictyl.
Feeling I'm not gonna have any gold after we get back to a shelter.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Gray, make me 2 perception survival rolls. Try to navigate the damaged terrain all. Okay, so you're able to find a path out of this area where you're not going to. You're back on solid ground. In to maneuver through the terrain back into the actual hard wasteland ground. It's again, everything's covered in green and so forth, but you're back off of the hilly area to get yourself back on track. In the distance, you can see a large span of roadway high above. The air smells different. Got a sulfur, like that being at the marshlands, smell to it that drifts through the air. There's different kinds of birds flying around. As you begin to approach the town proper, you can see that there's large portions of it, are still in rubble and debris. And this is what you see as you're nearing the outskirts of town. 2 days have passed. I'll deduct 2 days when we're going with canned food. Actually, no. You are out of... Sam, make me 2 rolls. You are out of canned food. Or you're down to the last of the canned
D6s?
D6s, please. Yes.
Okay. Everybody prepared to take some rads, even though we don't have that left. So 6 and a 5.
Okay, so... Okay, Nick, you're feeling much better at this point in time. Whatever you had, whatever you had in the meals for the last 2 days, hasn't healed any rad damage. But you still have to go to the source or smoke a cigarette. Oh, by the way, as you dried yourself out, and make note of this, any cigarettes you had on you were destroyed.
Oh.
All of them.
Oh.
Nothing managed to survive that. Magazines, Grognet, otherwise that you have, are still intact.
Let this be a lesson.
Borrowing the idea from Steph, you actually were able to rewrap those so that they're still available to you. I need you to.
That is painful. I had a lot of that stuff.
Yeah,
Not
right
anymore.
now, C2 is the only person carrying any of that stuff at this point. So,
And when you try to take it to him, he nips your hand.
Hold on. Even the yeah, I'm trying to find it. The menthols, a carton of menthols, that's gone too.
everything. Yep. Anything that had the word related to a cigarette is gone.
In the morning, we had you a 10-cup. We passed around a 10-cup of milk. You're welcome to take a dose if you wish.
Well, given that I'm going through withdrawal on multiple fronts at this point, I will absolutely take it.
Okay.
Does that heal any radiation?
2 points.
That would take me to 31. Okay, I heal all the way. Of course, considering the radiation damage.
Yeah. Other than the radiation damage, you healed everything else. Your skin. Best way to describe it. It's like you had poison ivy, or chicken pox, and like you have all these scabs and everything that flake off over the next 2 days.
So what you're saying is he's all red and itchy.
Oh yeah. He was scratching away like he rolled around in a patch of poison ivy after being sprayed by a skunk and falling into a manure pit.
This is why I say we don't heal him so well. We let him learn from his mistakes.
I need you to roll me 3 combat dice also, Snake.
This probably won't be fun. Don't give me nothing. Yeah, I get one of everything.
Okay, so you are down 3 canisters of flamer fuel also.
Okay.
Chunky Boy is battered yet functional. The axe will require some work to be able to flame on again. It functions as an axe, so it is still a functional melee weapon. But the igniter and some of the tubing conduit is damaged.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it. Sam, roll me 3 combat dice.
Okay.
Okay, so you were down 4 microfusion cells.
I'm down 4 microfusion cells?
Yes, because you've gone along and you've taken the time to recharge for everyone's radios.
Got it.
And the lights and so forth, including C2's transistor radio, which is about the size of a toaster oven.
Yeah, that thing's rather large. And just note, Snake is using the backup Baby Bjorn.
Unfortunately, yes. Yeah. Most of the clothing that he had is kind of salvageable, but he's also kind of dipped into road leathers and such that we've gathered and put onto the different animals.
That
surprisingly is intact.
Just as a note, there is a little tiny lever in front of C2. When he presses it forward, Snake feels something stab him in the back.
Okay.
Yep.
like Master Blaster.
Exactly. It's C2's way of making Snake go faster.
Or Snake could just be into that kink, and it just happens to get them through his day.
Let me get out the nipple.
I just
Soul
have
rings.
those.
He's just hanging on to these two little chains above him. Like,
Do I still have those?
Yes,
Of course I still have those.
of course you still have, you'll never lose those.
Oh.
You approach the town of Germantown. Walking on the road, heading through. See here and there remnants of walls that were raised to protect the town proper itself. Most of those have been, have fallen or fallen into disrepair. All
So
blacks.
is Germantown been completely reduced to ruins, or have we just not reached the main settlement yet?
From what you're seeing, at least a large portion of it is ruins.
Interesting.
The palls of black smoke that you see in the distance hang over a portion of the town. Don't hear sounds of gunfire or fighting of anything, so you're not exactly sure what's burning.
Great.
As you skirt the outskirts of town, you can see in the distance a large structure, and I'll read. You can see a large factory-like structure. Piping gantries have fallen, but you can see that there are armed guards walking along the tops of the towers. You can see that there are armed soldiers or guards, men, standing in front of the entrance in.
Potentially good sign.
So that's maybe another 15-minute walk to get to the fortress that's there, fortified area. So, wish to head into the town proper, or do you wish to head to the fortified location?
The what location?
Fortified location.
The town proper is where the black smoke's coming from.
Yes.
Do we see any settlers around that way, or is the
You
Ice
haven't
Knife
go-
life?
You're still on the outskirts, so this is what you're seeing as you're approaching. So until you head into the town proper, or you head to the fortified area, or you can just skirt it all together and head to that bridge that you saw. Miss Gray, what would you like to do?
We can just keep going forward. I don't know that I have any specific plans.
Okay, so you head around, skirting the outskirts of Germantown. You start to head towards the industrialized area that's there. And then you're within sight of the fortification, the fortress. You can see that they've erected overturned tractor trailers and the like to build up walls around all this. The walls are heavy. Guards do stand. Oh, excuse me. Guards do stand on duty outside, keeping an eye on everything. You do see that there are people here and there inside the walled-off area. They are, engaged in. Yeah, it looks like there's some trade going on there.
We can go towards the people that seem to be trading. I know. Big guy over here needs more armor.
Okay. Up, and then I. So you are walking along, and you're. You can see the road that you're on or heading up is called Locust Street, and you're heading towards pretty much the fortification itself. You can see that there's a small open air market outside, men and women selling fruit and food, and there are people selling mostly from Addie, from your point of view, mostly junk and scrap.
Okay.
Make me a barter charisma roll.
Yeah, let's clean out Germantown.
Wow. He's like, I don't know where the hell I am. Wait a minute, I gotta make rolls now? What the hell is this shit? So, you don't see anything of any interest. There's nothing that catches your eye, nothing going, maybe we should, or look over here, that type of deal.
That's too bad.
So there's nothing that catches Sally Sue's eyes, but is there something that catches Sam's eyes?
Go ahead, you make a barter.
This is not going to end slightly better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you can see that there are a few merchants selling small arms, pistols, rifles, pistols, mostly an occasional rifle. Nothing fabulous. Nothing out of the ordinary. Minor mods, mostly to increase the mag capacity of weapons. So if you're looking for something along that lines, yes, you can find stuff for that. But that seems to be the.
Is there an armorer?
Nothing like that, at least on the outskirts. That you.
Probably have to go further in then to see what's truly good.
So, the guards, kind of, give you, the once over as you're approaching the main gate to enter into the inside compound. You can, once you step through the outer walls, you can see that there is a robust population, if you will. You can see that there are shops set up, houses, shanties scattered about here and there. But there's a feeling of oppression within the. Notice that the security, that the secmen are walking back and forth. They all are dressed in mixed, either heavy leather with some combat armor intermixed within there, or vice versa. Combat armor with heavy leather mixed in there. In the sense that it might be like the chest piece is a combat armor chest piece, and everything else is heavy leather. Or it might be a heavy leather chest piece with various combat armor add-ons here and there.
I'm assuming a few of them look a bit like Sam.
Yes, very few are like that. So you kind of get every once in a while eyeballed the group in general, because compared to everybody else wandering around, you guys are taking it up a notch.
It's very obvious that we're not from around here.
Yep, you're not in Kansas anymore either. You're in Illinois. Haha.
How long has it been since we've been at Germantown?
Never.
Oh.
Yeah,
we've
first
been
time.
here before.
We've heard
Oh.
many things about Germantown, but we've never actually been to Germantown.
Germantown was described as a
Bustling trade hub.
yes. It was also where a lot of the mercenaries that would sign up for the caravans would come. It's also it was the focal point for anything leaving any of the four or any of the cardinal points would have to head through here. You move farther in, and now you're getting closer to what you see on the map. The main the main factory, the fortress area, and you find yourselves really there was not much place to go. Everything else, there's another low wall, say 6 or 7 feet, made of collapsed rubble from the factory or downed gantries and the like have been arranged to build a second inner wall, and everything funnels through what I just pulsed, that gateway there, that door there. 4 heavily armed men stand there. They are in full combat armor. Their weapons are light machine guns.
Scroll up.
Yeah, sorry about that. So you guys are standing right here. You see another gentleman standing there. He's got a clipboard in his hand. He's looking at you, and he's like, "Take your names."
Sally Sue.
Sam?
What's it?
Or no, I'd go with formal name. Samuel.
Samuel looks at the other two. Names?
Doesn't come through.
Asshole.
Asshole.
And I roughly nudge Saval to make him aware that somebody's talking to him.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so thank you. How long do you plan on staying in Germantown? Don't really care what you're here for. Once you go inside, look around. There are shops and taverns and such within.
Does it matter how long we stay here?
Oh, it does. They would charge you in the confine of the Baron's realm based upon the number of days that you're going to be here. If you're only here for the day, well, then we'll make sure that you leave at the end of the day. If you want to be here longer than a day, 2 caps each, 4 for the pack Brahmin. The little guy gets in for free.
Well, I started being accommodating to C2.
So how long would you like to stay for?
I mean, what? I'm assuming that this is out of character. I'm assuming that the test that we were given by COG is probably not going to be in the main settlement. It's probably going to be somewhere out in the ruins, if anything.
So, Snake is furious about this, and I know there isn't like an.
You're not coming
I know there isn't like an intimidation roll, but I want to do
It's
something
usually
like
strength speech.
I want to do something like intimidation to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm not paying anything, but I'll stay as long as I want.
From what I
Oh,
remember
boy.
from doing one shots, it's usually a strength speech. I think Phoenix.
Yeah, you can use strength speech.
It's just pathetic.
I
Right,
wanna
anyway.
make it in.
Your strength is excellent, though.
Yeah. I'm not paying that, but I'll stay. Get in my way.
Well, then, asshole, you can wait outside.
Oh, I didn't succeed?
You can stay as long as you like. outside.
Oh, wow.
Is there anybody else here, or is he the only one?
It's him and the 4 guards with heavy weapons.
You guys want to do a fight?
We don't know.
Oh,
Everybody, we're staying, 3 days? And, yeah, we all head through.
Okay.
And we leave Snake behind.
No, 3 days. That's
I'm okay.
4 of you. That's let's
are
see,
we-
12
wait,
caps, and then
Are we sure that 3 days is enough, or do we want to stay longer or shorter?
Can we, pay more if we decide to stay longer?
of
Oh,
course.
Let's start with 3 days.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Again, your caps are as good here as anywhere else. So we want you to enjoy yourself. But we also have to keep in mind that it's not only you, the other people that are here. And obviously, we don't let assholes in.
Ooh.
You accept erasers?
Well, that's what he called himself, so.
You accept erasers?
So 12 caps?
Oh, you're talking about the currency that those special people use down in Oakallville. No, we don't accept their money here. Caps only.
12 caps?
what do you mean by special people?
Oh well, they feel that they're better than everybody else, and they make sure that when they come here, they make sure that they. Oh, excuse me. They make sure that they rub our noses in the fact that they have, all this wealth and all this gear and technology that they have available to them, and yet, right now, from what I understand, they've had a rebellion. Their own people have risen up to try to kill them, and on top of that, they don't have any trade. Their entire economy has collapsed.
Look at Sally Sue when he says that.
So, and they call, and everything that they end up getting within reason, other than what their special groups that go out and collect stuff, comes through us. Hard work that our Baron oversees to make sure that we enlightened the. Get on with it, John. One of the guards says. It's like, oh, fine, yes. I have a tendency to pontificate a lot, so I apologize.
Yes, Snake can't take it anymore. He's punching this guy in the face.
Is that 12 caps for all of us or 12 caps per person?
So he turns. He turns as his head just goes snapping to the side as Snake punches him.
Oh my gosh.
We can't take you anywhere.
That was whack, and that guy goes down it's like I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs,
I'm assuming we now have a bunch of LMGs pointed at us.
Yeah.
And
Figures.
our price has gone up, I'm sure.
So.
I immediately raise my hands and say, I'm assuming this means we can't come in, right?
Well, we can take them all out.
You're standing there facing off with those guys. You can see, everything kind of stops around you at that point in time. The one guy that, you can see his mouth moving, and you realize he's talking to somebody.
Yeah, I look at the guy who told the other guy to, cut it out. The guy that I punched, and I'm like, I say, he had it coming.
Not the point, but you can see guards up on the gantries, kind of looking down in that general direction, and there's a bit of tension in the air.
He's still got his hands up in the air, and yeah, they're not coming down anytime soon. I'm trying to show that I am not a threat right now.
I'm digging through my bosom just trying to get this guy his caps.
I was going to do that.
Well, you're gonna dig through Sally Sue's bosom?
No, I was gonna go through my own my own cap stash, but nope, not anymore. Hands are up.
You can see there's another. You hear the distinct clank of something armored heading your way.
Oh boy.
We spent all this time getting here.
I'm going to
Look
look
what you
at
did,
Snake, and
Yeah.
I'm going to say, this is why we can't take you anywhere.
You can see the suit of power armor walk up to the door, and other than a sidearm, you don't see anything else on the guy. See the helmet, helmeted head. Look down. Look over at Snake. Look around.
You did it. Hands and hands are still up, but they're now pointing at Snake.
Yeah, he's up. All fingers are just jazz hands waving at the yep, over there. Not it.
over there.
Yep.
Shoot him first, me last. I'm the pretty one.
Mama was always concerned that he would end up somewhere like this, and she was right.
And you can hear a metallic voice, John running his mouth again. Yeah, he was going on, and somebody just didn't want to hear his shit anymore. He reaches down with one hand, he kind of picks him up, and John's still counting sheep at this point. Drops him back down to the ground. Did they pay? That was what the discussion was about.
I'm still holding onto these caps.
Yeah, was that 12 caps for the whole group or 12 caps per person?
That was 12 caps per person.
12 caps per person.
sorry, it was-
and
It was It was
Oh.
two caps per person. So each person was 6 for the 3 days. So 6 caps so it was 6 caps per person for the 3 days.
Mhm.
12 caps for the Brahmin for the 3 days. C2 was free.
okay,
I'll pay for the Brahmin and my own.
Okay.
and I'll pay for myself. And you need some help with the Saval, or you got it? Okay.
Yep. Oh, I got it for me too.
And you?
Snake does he look at Snake?
Yeah, he looks at Snake.
I shake C2.
C2's looking at you like he's screaming Buddy Murdy. Buddy
using
Murdy.
C2.
Buddy Murder.
Should we rescue? We should definitely rescue C2.
He's
Yes.
His Snake's got C2 by upside down. He's shaking him out. You can see kitchen sink, roll of duct tape, iron.
Hey, that's where that went. Not the time. Stop shaking C2. This is bad for him.
Pack of cigarettes.
Wait, he still has a pack of cigarettes?
Oh, yeah.
We told you this.
He didn't fall into the water.
You tried to take them from him, and he bit you.
Yeah.
We told you this.
Yeah.
Ooh, you've been holding out on me.
Pay the man, Snake.
Pay the man and stop abusing C2. I've picked up the cigarettes. I've shaken one out, given it to C2, and lit it just to calm him down. And then I hand him the rest of the carton.
I'm battling out Sam now too.
And snatching it out of C2's, he's like, he's like, oh, you got to sleep sometime, motherfucker. I'm gonna cut you. Got the straight razor in his hand. He's like,
I gave C2 back the carton. I just
Yeah.
put one in his mouth and lit it for him.
yeah, and Snake just took it from him.
Oh.
That's why I
okay.
said
Yeah.
That's why I said C2's got the straight razor in his hand. Look at him. He's like, you can see, as enjoyable as this is. Well, it's 6 caps. You have 6 caps. Standing there, he's got his hands, up in front of him.
Yeah, that eventually came out of C2.
Yeah, so he points to one of the guards. They pick
We're
up
keeping C2 safe from you.
6 caps off the ground.
He's back on his perch on the Brahmin.
Go back. Welcome. He steps aside and lets you walk in. Heading in, after you collect everything else that's fallen out of C2, and
Well, I've given him back his 9-9er, and I'm assuming he's pointing that menacingly at
Snake.
at Snake.
Yes, he's like,
No question.
Um,
Although I have confiscated the roll of duct tape because I kind of need that, and I was wondering where it went.
Taking the drag off the cigarette snake, you can feel a little bit of the jitters, but you're still, going through different forms of withdrawal. But you can still feel, a little bit of the calmness returning. It does heal a point of radiation damage.
Oh, thank goodness. And I am feeling better. Slightly.
There's a nicotine fludger system. What kind of factory this was is unknown at this point in time. All the machinery and everything has long been stripped and removed out. Some of it's used to build the walls, or it's junk outside, like you see growing in through it. Looking around, you can see there are multiple shops. Some on the first floor, some on the second floor. Some of the towers, the load or unload materials, all or completed, have been converted into. One's a large open tavern. You can see that there are signs saying, guns this way, spelled with a Z, or tables over here. See that there are various merchant groups walking about.
Do they have their Brahmin with them, or have their Brahmin been stabled?
You see most of them had their Brahmin have been stabled. So.
Okay. So good and plenty, and Milk Dud probably need to go into the stables.
Yeah, and you've paid, so you're directed by someone. Someone comes over saying, "Hey, we'll take your Brahmin over here, and there are pens set up among some of the looks like they were stalls for raw material to be piled in before being fed into in this case a furnace. So it's probably coal or steel before being fed into a large blast furnace. So,
yeah, and make sure that he's not where Snake can get to him.
And C2, you grab C2 and he's still muttering. He shakes himself, and you come over and he's like, watching the two of you approach. That's got his 9-iron in his hand.
I'll put that away. We're not going to do what your idiot of a father did.
Slides it into a little sleeve on his back. Where he got that part. He's got a little caddy thing on his back of.
Besides, if you really want to hurt him, you're going to need this. And I pull out a serrated knife and I hand it to him handle first, and I say, make sure you go for the joints.
Slides that into a little, into a fold of flesh on under.
Yeah, I thought you would.
Yeah. The mole rat stiletto.
Well, you notice he's missing like the middle finger, kind of like Assassin's Creed. Yeah.
Assassin mole rat.
Assassin mole rat. Just wait if he could figure out how if he could use a firearm, then he would be like hit mole rat.
It's coming. Once we get the battle bus up, I'll make some turret controls if he really wants to learn.
Oh, he's already got the goggles and the scarf, so.
Yep, exactly.
So Miss Gray, you see the two boys go off to go grab C2, following along behind with the Brahmin, and the three of you are standing there. And again, we've taken all this in. So is there someplace you're going to first? Someplace you like to peruse or look at for shop wise, or to find a place of lodging? Grab something to eat.
Yeah, maybe something to eat. I'm thinking what Gray is primarily interested in is starting to talk to some of the locals and sort of find out what's happening here. Why is everybody such an asshole? Like the guy at the door that Snake punched, that kind of stuff. So I feel like maybe finding something to eat would be a good way to do that, and then maybe visiting some shops. I know some folks need to pick some stuff up anyway, so
Okay.
Sort of my thought.
Okay. So, you let the two boys know, or do you wait till they come back before wandering off?
Yeah, we'll wait. I need them to talk.
Okay. So you do that. You wait, and everybody gets back together, and then you start heading towards one of the open air establishments. Simple tables set up, on top of large, empty spools where wiring or cabling was kept. Make up the the tables. Food is actually pretty good and pretty reasonable. Various rad whatever you're able to get. Most of them come in some form of meat, potato, and some sort of beer along with that. 5 caps a piece. It is hot, it is hearty, and it is not cooked by the group.
Okay, love it.
Okie dokie.
Yep. I just want to note that also when we took the Brahmin away, I also took a few trade items to sell.
Okay.
Yeah.
So looking at the outside of the building here, first floor and second floor, so is trade and also food, whatever you're looking for. Learn from talking just with the waitress that's dropping stuff off for you. The third level is where the doctors, and there were 3 here, have their offices, and then there's also some living quarters for the transients, the merchants and workers that come in and out, come into the town. Fourth is guards and various personnel for Germantown proper, and then the very top over here, which I'm pulsing right now, is where the Baron stays. Yep, where Snake's pulse.
I'm assuming if we end up there, things have gone horrifically wrong, and we're probably getting thrown in there, tied up before getting executed. Got it.
Aren't you just a little ray of sunshine?
Well, I mean, our first interaction with these people was the group's muscle man punching the front desk clerk in the face.
Yeah, coming.
Yes, he did, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
There's the rest of the map. I'm sorry, I didn't ungray it all. Yeah, like I said, that goes pretty far, over and over. So, what specifically are you asking? Ask your questions. Like that's the basic rundown from talking with the person that was bringing the food out and such. So, if you don't mind me, they're launching fireworks behind me too. Ask your questions.
So we have the mercantile area, we have guest quarters, stables, doctors' offices, and the Baron's quarters.
Yep. So, Miss Gray?
Yeah, so I guess once we get more comfortable talking to folks, I'll dig a little bit deeper. I'd like to learn more about the Baron.
Okay.
Is
the
it like... Oh,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
So,
No, I was going to say, is it like a family-run business? Is it...
Did he kill the
No.
previous Baron and now he's the Baron?
Yeah, exactly, that kind of stuff.
No, it's yes. There have been power struggles in the past. There are the Baron currently right now is Baron Zeke, or Zeke as he likes to be called. He has taken over from his uncle, who unfortunately died of some sickness. It doesn't appear to be, she appears to be on the up and up, and there doesn't. But who never know? One never knows.
How do people generally seem to feel about this Baron? Is he fair and reasonable? Is he a total asshole?
Oh, he seems to be reasonable. He's got the people behind him. He's got he is. The merchants also rule the town, so all the trade going through. So there's a large, merchants count. They kind of say what they want done. Them and the Baron go back. The Baron gets his cut. He provides protection. The guards that go out with them. So he kind of a large training cadre. Sam, Saval, and Addie or Sally, make me a perception speech roll. And so but they don't always see eye to eye, and he kind of took over when his uncle passed, and trying to get more of the power back from the merchants. They kind of have a tendency to eat what's going on.
How old is the Baron?
Maybe his early 30s.
Married, kids, any siblings?
He has no family. There's been no. I mean, he's. If he came down here and asked to sleep with me, I'd say yes. But no, he hasn't exactly.
Is that the waitress?
Yeah, it's the waitress.
Phoenix. Okay.
So, she hasn't.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
So he hasn't asked. He hasn't. There's nobody. If there's somebody sharing his bed right now, I don't know who it is. So. But he has
apparently.
He has no kids or anything like that either. So.
Okay. Well, that we know of.
Yes. Okay. Saval, you're listening to this, but you're also kind of just looking around. Walking through the crowd outside. Not a familiar face, but a familiar symbol. The symbol of on one of the suits of armor, the symbol of the horse that you saw before.
That was at the Powder Monks compound, right?
Correct. Sam, you see the same thing.
It was the symbol of the guards of the Powder Monks compound, correct?
Correct.
Got it. So this is where the Powder Monks have their guards hired from.
You do remember from what the Captain Alvarez told you that Germantown is their base of operations for the Mustangs. So somewhere in here there is a air quote recruitment center or mercenaries guild for them.
Maybe we should drop by and tell them that they may want to reinforce the Powder Monks detachment.
You can.
Yeah.
Sally Sue, you kind of see that and you're like, man, whatever,
Mhm.
But you do notice that there is at least 2 people at one of the nearby tables, kind of, paying attention to what the group is doing.
I nudge. Oh, sorry.
Man and a woman, they're just, eating whatever, food, but they're listening to, not like cupping their ears going, oh, I'm writing everything down, but they are, every once in a while, as certain things are said, when Gray was talking to the waitress about the Baron and everything like that, they kind of like glance at each other and then, kind of like, do what they can to, subtly shift in their chair. Your extra success kind of clues you in on that.
I nudge Gray and say, "We have an audience."
And I'll look over. I guess they're behind me. I'll look over my shoulder, see who she's talking about.
You can see there's dressed in wastelander's garb, man and a woman sitting there, having a meal. The woman kind of like glance, intently studying what food she has left in front of her as she's eating it. The man kind of just you stare at them. He kind of like stops and stares at you, and however long until that you break that uncomfortable tableau. He's just watching you at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna stare at him till he breaks. I can roll for it.
Yeah, do it. Make me a charisma speech roll.
Oh God.
I look over at
Strength speech is
Saval.
also good.
I look over at Saval and I kind of whisper and say, "He breaks first if I punch him."
Punching people.
No more punching people.
Don't get us kicked out of. Oh God.
No.
You give up the ghost before he does. So, but he doesn't acknowledge even when there's no there's no sense of victory, if you will, from him. He kind of accepts you glancing away and then goes back to eating his food. So
Well, I memorized his face.
Yes.
So
you know who he is. Same thing with the woman. So she, and the woman, the waitress is still talking. Then she's like, goes over, takes care of a table, comes back, brings back, another round of beers and so forth. Well, that's a cap apiece. And then she sits down. She starts, talking to you again. So, what else? What else can I tell you about our fine town here?
So yeah, I'll make it a little bit more casual, knowing that we've got these folks listening in. I don't know. Maybe I'll ask her about herself.
Well, I've been here for about 15 years. I wandered in from the waste, through one of the sandstorms one year, and Baron took me in. The Baron at the time took me in, and sent me to points, and you can barely see. There's a school, SKOOL. Sent me to school. Tried to make sure we understood our how to read and write and basic math.
Maybe we should leave Stick here. Then you might learn some manners as well.
Tried to get us back up and get us back up on everybody here on the straight and narrow. We merchants come here because we got water. Didn't smell it or see it when you were coming in. Got water, so that makes us target of raiders, and why he built this. Once the wall outside and the wall here, and turn this place into this factory into a fortress.
Yeah, so that is a good segue about learning more about sort of how the local area is doing. Based on your stories, does it seem like there's much crime here? I guess inside the fortress, there may be people, outsiders, that maybe attack at the fortress, I guess.
We haven't
outside
had
of the fortress.
we
but
haven't had
within the
raiders.
walls.
We haven't had any raiders or anything like that. Nothing in a long time. With the COG presence from the military base closer to St. Louis, coming into an agreement with the merchants here, and them doing trade, been pretty much raider free. Every once in a while, there might be a super mutant gets up in arms, and guards just mow them down. There's crime here. Yeah, there's various gangs and groups within the walls, within the in the fortress, within the town, within the ruins outside itself. But nothing like nothing like we hear from Oakhallville with the armed two armed factions fighting it out in the city, or
Free these days.
or Mindton with the open lawlessness that they have there. And the way she's telling it, she's basing what she's saying on stories. You can tell that she's been in here long enough that she wouldn't make it too long on the outside if she went back out, type of deal. Most of the rough edges that like you guys has been smoothed away from the amount of time being in some place where you're not worried about your next meal or looking over your shoulder constantly.
What time of the day is it?
It was we'll say it's mid-afternoon at this point.
Okay. She did tell us about some local merchants, right?
Yeah. So there's within reason, there's everything's available here. If there's something special that you're looking for, go to, and she points, and I'll click on the map. Oops, sorry. Big map outside. She points down the hall, down the main corridor. She said, head down there, and that's where the merchants have their guild offices. If there's something specific that you're looking for, they should be able to help you find it for a price, obviously. And they're not doing anything for free.
Understood. Okay. Well, I don't think I have any more questions
Okay.
for her.
Does the group have? Did anybody else in the group have any questions?
Nope.
Not really. Where do most of the mercenary bands have their headquarters?
They're right outside the wall. They come in here for what's the word they use? Liberty. And then they head back outside.
Got it.
I would probably wouldn't head out there just yet. I'm sure you noticed the smoke and everything coming in. Two of the mercenary groups kind of had a bit of a
Do you know which ones?
disagreement. No, we haven't. Nothing's come. Yeah, I look around. I've been here all day, so I haven't. And I haven't really, usually at this point in time, we're usually we're a lot more crowded. Most of the mercs, then all the mercs are
Most of them are for what?
Not here.
Got it. So it's unclear which two groups.
No, I don't know. Oh, and a word of advice, and she's specifically saying this to you, Sam. Careful with the guns. Baron kind of has a zero warning policy. You know, if he has to fire a warning shot, he's just wasting a bullet. So,
Keep everything holstered. Got it.
pretty much. You have to do anything, especially if you get jumped by somebody. Walks away.
Okay. Well, I'm ready to go visit the merchants.
Yep. See if we can find Snake a new set of hot pink armor.
Yep, with nipples painted on.
wow.
Exactly.
Those are extra.
If we ask-
nipple
if-
armor.
If we ask nicely, will they weld on the nipples?
His?
No, onto the armor.
Oh, sure.
Okay,
Get him a giant spike so he can run into people. Boink.
sounds awesome. And there needs to be a ring dangling from each one.
Wow, you guys have spent
Okay,
a lot of
this is
time
disturbing.
Yeah, no
You guys are
kidding.
talking
This is
about
why I
two
need to go
different-
outside.
Sally's like, I should go play with the alligator.
Go touch grass. Go touch grass.
Go touch grass. Go touch grass.
Yeah, I touched grass yesterday.
Okay, so the shops that you're passing, the merchants that sell a variety of everything. It's not like Oakall. It's like kind of like the open market that was at Oakallville. There's no one particular shop that sells guns or chems. Everybody sells everything. You can tell that there are different actions among the merchants. Like there's the iClean merchants. They have they are that just happens to be the branding or the logo that's on their their stuff. There's there's water merchants. There are merchants that that sell water. That's one of the only thing that they sell type of deal is water. And yes, with bugs or without bugs, that's just something that's just flavor for soup, and they don't charge you for it.
Okay. And there's also food merchants, I'm assuming? Or was that in a different quarter?
Food is pretty much sold from any of the shops.
Okay, so we'd be able to refill on rations. Got it.
Yeah. So depends on what you're looking for. Everybody has something. They don't have a lot of it. That's one thing as you're looking at stuff, and the prices are a little bit higher than what you're used to. The shipment of ammunition that was supposed to arrive from, not from Oakallville, but from one of the other, one of the other groups out there never, hasn't gone out or hasn't arrived yet. So ammunition is there. It's not a lot, and it is slightly more expensive, but it's nowhere near as if you were, when you were at Oakallville. But if there's stuff that you're looking for, let me know. We can, I can scroll through the different sections, ammo versus armor. 308, yes.
And Sam always needs more 50 cal.
Yeah, I'm looking for 10 millimeter.
Okay.
More shotgun shells. Also one more shotgun
Yeah, I
shells.
need 4 shotgun shells.
Okay, shotgun shells, relatively easy to come across. There is no problem there. Each shell is 4 caps apiece.
Okay, I'm gonna get 4. So I have an even 20.
Limitation is whatever you guys want to spend in the way of caps. 10 millimeter is also 4 caps apiece. Limitation for that is 50 rounds.
By 10.
Shotgun shells limitation is no limit for shotgun shells. Like
Yeah, I'll buy 10 of those then.
Count
50
by 10.
308 is 6 caps apiece. Limitation for that is 30.
And for the rarest of them all,
50 cal. So 50 cal is 8 caps apiece. Limitation is 20.
60 caps would get me all 20. No, not gonna go that. I'm not gonna splurge like that. By 10.
Okay.
It's just standard 50 cal, right?
Standard 50 cal. Yep.
Good. Okay. Well, there's me slightly re-equipped. At the same time, I also have a pair of 45 pistols that I'd like to try and sell off.
Okay.
Yeah. I also have some combat knives and a super sledge. You never know who wants. Oh, and I also have the electric mace.
So okay, so let's go with the combat knife.
Yep, got 4 of those.
Sally, make me a barter roll.
1 second, my mouse just went out, so I have to use my touchpad.
No problem.
You said a barter.
Barter, please. Yes.
What
It is
is
a
my
super
rolls
sledgehammer.
today?
No, you'll only get 15 caps per knife, but you can sell all 4.
That'll make up for a bunch of the ammo that I just bought. So 15 caps for the all 4, that's 60. 7, 4, no, 7, 2. Yeah. And the 45 ACP pistols, or
That's what I'm looking for my other file for that, so I haven't found that yet. The super sledge. You'll get 100. Someone will give you 4.
Okay, and that one I'm going to break up between the group, so everybody gets 20.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yep. I figure this is from the common loot pool, so
I haven't found my file, so I'm still looking for that. So we'll come back to the 45s. As you're doing that,
oh, I have a heavy combat chest piece. Does Snake want that?
heavy combat chest.
It's a 440.
Yep, 440.
You're not
Where I'm
coming
at.
through.
Yeah, I'll take it anyway. I might actually sell it if we find something.
I mean, yeah, it can be used for trade to get you want. Okay. Then go ahead and put that in your inventory.
I actually have a 540 chance. So
A what?
a 540. So I'll almost certainly sell this one.
Your current chest plate?
No, I have one in my inventory that's
Oh,
540.
okay.
So yeah, I'll definitely.
Yeah.
I might even sell the other one.
Your
The better one.
piece of junk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your audio's seriously not coming through.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
are.
you keep
You are very
chopping.
choppy.
All right. I'll move it there and see if that's any better. You might hear me breathing though.
Well, I guess we'll allow it.
So Miss Gray, as you're picking up your ammo, you buying anything for Peacemaker? Do you need anything for that?
She's also 10. My notes, I also have hers 10 millimeter.
No, she's actually 357.
I've been tracking hers 10 millimeter the whole time.
Okay, well that's fine. So you're out of 357 ammo altogether now.
Okay. I can. Do they have 357? Let me update my note
They
then.
do.
Yeah, that's not something Sam carries. I have some 38 special, which I think might be compatible. Is it?
No, it is not.
Okay.
No, that was
Those are some railway spikes. Does anybody have a railway gun?
actually. I'm sorry. That was 44, not 357. I apologize. That's the pistol that Snake had.
Yeah, I still have the 44. I just never use it.
44 millimeter?
44 Magnum. No, .44.
I don't know what this stuff means.
No,
Okay.
okay. No, so if millimeter, your pistol would be the equivalent of a .4. Versus 10 millimeter equals 0.4. 11 millimeter equals 45.45. So just to do simple math.
So how much do they have?
You can get 20 rounds at 5 caps apiece. And it's as you're looking at that ammo that
I'll do 10 rounds.
gentleman comes over to you. You know, as you're looking, he's like, I see. And he's looking at the group, and he's looking at you. It's like, I notice everyone else has a long rifle of some way, shape, or form, and don't. Let me show you something, and if you're interested in it, I can craft one for you. It would allow you to. He points at your sidearm. Allow you to utilize your pistol and be able to hit things at a long range.
Okay.
If you're interested.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Sam come with me to look at this demo piece.
Okay. So, and what you see is you can see that there is a frame stock for a weapon there, and not much more beyond that. Barrel. And he's like, he says, "May I?" And he has to see your sidearm.
Okay, I'll let him see it.
He takes it and he opens it up and he empties the rounds into his hands. He sets them off the side. He closes it up, spins it, and looks at it. And discerning eye, you can tell he's checking out the weight and the heft of the weapon. That I can go along, and he picks up the stock of the weapon, and he drops the pistol into a slot cut out within the weapon. And then he takes a flap, flips it over the top, and he's holding it there. And he has, for all intents and purposes, he's taken the revolver and put it into a rifle stock. I would have to manufacture a piece, and he picks up a tubing, and it has threads on both sides. This wouldn't be for yours. I'm actually making this for someone else. But I would have to thread piece into the barrel of the pistol. The other piece would screw into the barrel of the rifle, and it would allow you to fire the weapon as is. You have a bit of an advantage, and he opens up the cylinder, and he said, this is how people would normally do it. They'd have a speed loader, or they take the pistol, the ammunition, drop it into the cylinder, flip it back in. But he's holding it closed, and he shows you on the side, and he moves his thumb, and there's a little port, a little covering that opens up over the cylinder, and you could have this in here, flip this open, eject around, put a new one in, roll the cylinder, and that way you wouldn't have to take the rifle apart to reload the gun. This is, it's like if you had an automatic, like a 9mm or 10mm, even a 45, it's a little easier, but you wouldn't have to make any extra changes. You drop the magazine, put a new one in, back in business. But I can make one of these for you. Get a scope, you have to purchase a scope, put on top. I can, get the barrel and everything all set up. Cost of the material plus labor, 100 caps plus whatever mods you want to have done.
I'll look at Sam. Sam. Is Sam salivating, or is he just blah?
I mean, Sam's interested. It's one way to do it, and Sam asks if you want to do it with your pistol, or if you'd rather have one of the 45s that he's looking to sell.
Check to see how hard Sam is. Like, is he Henry VIII hard, or is he?
Oh, he's Henry VIII hard. You can see that there's broken blood vessels in his eyes right now. As he's
roll for this?
Sure, go ahead.
You want to roll for how hard you are?
This would be an endurance small.
In full disclosure, I'm not checking how hard
myself.
he is.
I want to roll for how much I'm controlling myself in not being hard.
I want to roll to be limp.
Endurance plus
small guns.
Roll.
Small guns.
Small guns is right.
Small guns.
Roll for limpness.
You're working on being half cocked right now.
He's in a gun shop. He's in a gun shop, so
you might have to crank one out later on. But hey,
Sam's in a gun shop. It makes sense. Okay, fine.
Quite Gray and I.
Only in the wasteland, folks. Only in the wasteland.
Only in the wasteland.
So what do you say? 100 caps plus any mods.
Any mods.
Yeah.
So he can't mod the pistol. So it would be stuff like the barrel, the stock, scope, grips, that type of deal.
This would basically take the rest of my caps. Is it worth it, Sam? I'm not looking below Sam's shoulders.
If you want to have a weapon that can fire medium or long range, would that be where the range upgrade would go to?
Yes.
If you want a weapon that can fire to medium or long range, then yes, this would work.
I'm thinking my Peacemaker. Obviously not my Assassin pistol. That's my close-up shoot him in the back of the head. My SMG. So I'm thinking I could use it for the Peacemaker. Right?
Yep.
It's currently a powerful receiver with comfort grip? Would I lose any of that?
Comfort grip would stay.
Yeah.
Powerful receiver would stay. You would get a barrel mod, a stock mod, and you would gain a get a sight mod and a muzzle mod. So you could get something like, for example, and this is just stock mod could be marksman's stock.
Yeah, which would give accurate.
So that would gain the accurate, exactly, and then you could gain a long scope, which would also gain accurate, but it would increase your range from close to medium. Then you could say you could add a suppressor onto the end of it, which would make it a silenced weapon or a suppressed weapon. I'm sorry, and then you could probably get a shielded barrel or a finned barrel, which would increase the damage die by 1 and also increase the range step if you go with a finned barrel. Anything in the
How much would all that cost?
Let's see. Finned would add 15. The scope would add 30. The marksman stock would add 30. So that'd be 75 caps plus the 100 for him to do the work.
It'd be 175.
Yes.
I can let you borrow caps too if you need to.
And Sam can also you borrow caps since this is for the good of the group.
Yeah, so I've got 100 caps. That's a lot to borrow.
I'll give you 100 caps. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Well,
Compounded
Sally, if
daily.
you'll do the 75,
Okay.
I can
Yeah, I'll
borrow
do the
75 from you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do it all for the Peacemaker.
And I'm realizing I need to be less greedy with my caps.
So right now, the Peacemaker die that you have goes up by 1.
What does
it's
that mean? Damage goes up?
damage goes up by 1. Yes.
And this would
So
be a
it goes up
separate
to
weapon.
10?
This would be a separate weapon. Yeah. So you would create
Oh.
you could copy the you could go Peacemaker rifle, create that as a weapon, and then
Oh, shoot. What did that just do?
You delete something.
No, my whole screen went blank.
there we go. Hey, we
Okay. Peacemaker rifle. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it still a small gun?
No, well, yes, it's still small guns. Yes.
Yeah, big guns is rocket launchers and miniguns and things like that. Usually,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
It's physical damage.
Yep.
The rate before was 1.
That would remain.
Range becomes medium to
Re-
long.
Range becomes medium to long. Yes, it is not capable of being used at close range.
Okay.
A little. Previous damage die goes up by 1.
Yep. So it goes up to 10, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
Yep.
Open. And if you want the suppressor, suppressor was the only thing I didn't offer you. That was an extra. That was another 45 caps for that.
Okay, I'll borrow 45 from Sam. So 75 from Sally, 45 from Sam.
You got it.
That and he shows you. It's like, and he has it in his hand. It's probably like 12 inches long. And it's got a thread on the end, and he screws that into the rifle that he has there. The demo piece or the piece he's making. Screws in and he unscrews it. So you can take it on and off as you need to. You don't have to leave it on all the time. It does make the weapon a bit more heavier.
Okay.
So you're adding an extra 5,
Would Gray be able to easily switch between having it as a normal pistol or as a rifle in combat?
No,
No? Okay, so it would require out of combat actions to convert between the two.
correct.
Got it.
The coupling in between is something that can't, it's not something that it can easily pop on and pop off, if you he looks at the 245s that you're offering.
He wishes.
He'll give you 140 for the 245.
He'll give us 140 for the 245s. In that case, would it be better if we use those as collateral against, or use those as payment for Gray's weapon?
You can. I mean, ultimately, he's handing you. You've paid. If you paid for this, you talked about the 245s. You mentioned that there. He takes a look at them. Disassembles one, puts it back together, type of deal. And he pretty much looks at the caps that you gave. He kind of pushes some to a side, and he pushes. He hands you 140. So however you guys want to divide that 140 up or pay back things and so forth, that's up to you.
Yeah, whatever my part of that 140 would go to Sam and Sally.
Well, here's the thing. I'm thinking of using it as the payment.
We've already
It
paid.
would mean that you would only need to pay 35 caps.
We've already paid. Let's just.
Okay. Then the 140 divided by 5 ways. That's what? 28 caps for everybody?
It's 28, and then take my 28 and 14 to Sam and 14 to Sally Sue.
You still need caps, though.
Yeah.
Why don't you keep your 28, Gray? Don't worry about
Okay.
paying us back.
Okay.
Don't worry, we'll consider it for the good of the group.
Okay.
Although Snake is expected to buy his own armor since it was through his direct actions that ruined his armor.
I'm not buying his armor.
Yeah. Just don't turn me upside down and shake me like a little rat.
Oh god, so can't believe he did that. Forcing to.
I have some stuff to sell too. As you guys are talking about C2.
If it's on C2, C2 doesn't want anything to do with you right now.
No. I have some things to sell though.
I also have a pump action shotgun if he's interested in that.
He is not.
Damn.
Okay, well, if he's not interested in that, he's probably not going to be interested in a broken baseball bat.
Because the baseball bat is like, well,
Why are you trying to sell broken goods?
Advertising it as broken.
You're not advertising as broken. It's clearly bent
No,
in half.
No, I am. I'm not advertising something broken if it's not broken if I say it's broken, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly bent in half. It looks more like a boomerang than a baseball bat at this point.
Is he interested?
is it an aluminum baseball bat or is it a wooden baseball bat? Because if it's bent in half and it's a wooden baseball bat, it is broken.
Oh,
That's called a stake.
I don't have what it is. I just
Okay.
have broken baseball bat.
He'll give you 15 for it.
Oh,
Take it. Okay, I'm selling that bad boy. 15. Okay, next I've got a Warren automatic pistol, and it has the automatic receiver. Turn any weapon into auto.
The pistol itself is not worth favor? We'll give you 20 for it.
I'll do that as well. Okay. I also have a. So I do have the super sledge as well. Piercing 1, vicious 1, 2-handed, puncturing, sharp on the other side. It's a pretty nice super sledge.
He doesn't have the caps to be able to do it.
I have a laser rifle. I think it's just a plain laser rifle.
No, I mean he literally has these. The group has kind of cleared this stuff out. If there's stuff that you want to trade for, again, you've been shopping at different places. He's the one who approached you guys for this. So if you move on to other merchants, yes, you are able to sell the laser rifle, stock laser rifle. Well, actually, it's a laser gun. You get 50 for it.
Okay, I'll sell that.
And the super. No, that's a sledgehammer. That's not a super sledge.
Oh no, it's a super sledge.
The super sledge can't have piercing or puncturing.
It has sharp on one side. But
Oh, okay, hold on. And that's from the other. That's from the.
yeah, this is actually a really good super sledge, but I can't see.
That's the heavy. That's the. Okay, I know which one that is.
Yeah.
Yes. You find somebody willing to give you. Well, actually, find two people, and they kind of go back and forth. But the price finally caps out at 180.
I'd still like my axe. Yeah, I'm gonna sell this.
Okay, Sally, do me a favor. Make me 2 more charisma barter rolls. If your luck, let's see if your luck changes.
Did I ever find a buyer for the electric mace?
No, you did not.
Yeah. Nobody wanted to touch it.
No.
Ah. But it's high tech. It makes a weird humming noise when you turn it on, and then it zaps people.
Okay. So for the first one, you're able to kind of help out with the price. Yeah.
The negotiation butterfly.
But-
Butterfly.
You realize that. Oh, sorry, you realize that you hear your name mentioned before you even approach.
Wow.
You
No.
have reputation.
The cat's out of the bag that you're here.
Oh boy.
That's the complication that you just. Second roll helps out. Anybody else selling anything? And
I have some more to sell.
okay, and so
I have a couple
And then-
of more items.
for Saval and Sally Sue, I don't know. We were talking about the rifles last time. I don't know if you're transferring the rifle to her, if you're moving stuff off, or if you're trying to get your, the sniper rifle Saval modded, which can only have very few mods done to it because of the it's already custom built to have stuff added in. It's not like a wasteland sniper rifle. This is a pre-war sniper rifle.
I also have this item in my inventory. I just remembered.
Surprised you're not keeping that one.
I've got a better weapon.
9 DC? Really?
Yes, my anti-material rifle does 12.
Oh, that's right. That's the sniper rifle that you got from the.
Somewhere.
Yeah, you got it from the Powder Monks. That was the sniper rifle used to buy the sniper in the tower.
Oh, right.
That had the adjustable. You had the power pack that you had to switch between. It would adjust the scope for you instead of being one range. It would
Yeah,
actually
between medium, long,
zoom out as you zoomed out, type of deal. Okay. But that did go to extreme. So again, and I'll let you guys decide among yourselves, the three of you. Then, Sally Syringer, it should be given its gold watch and put the pasture at this point in time, because it will the effectiveness of a 3 combat die weapon is
What
rather.
would be more effective if we loaded it with the correct ammo?
It would help to a point. You still have to get past damage reduction to get the stuff into there. Some of it, yes, you could make it into a splash damage weapon, in which case you would bleed acid onto them or that type of deal. But I'll let the three of you discuss that part before we take that off the list.
Yeah, because I decided I don't want to sell this rifle because it's too useful, but I don't really have a place in my own arsenal for it.
I can go ahead and take that one then, Sam.
Yeah. That's fine. It's 308. I'll give you 20 rounds from my own stash.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then you can sell. So you can sell your hunting rifle then if you want to.
Yep.
If you want to. Of all, that's up to you. Let me go to Sam. See, other than this rifle, what else he needs to sell. Miss Gray, I'll go right down the list. Miss Gray, do you have anything else that you'd like to sell off?
No.
Okay. Sam, what else do you have beside this?
I have a pump shotgun, a combat rifle with some mods on it. Actually, maybe nix that on the combat rifles. It's a combat rifle with a hardened receiver, a sharpshooter's grip, a bayonet lug, and a shielded barrel.
The pump action shotgun will net you 55.
55, okay.
Combat rifle, and then we'll have to go through the mods real quick again. Okay, so combat rifle is.
Yeah, this is if somebody doesn't want to take it.
Then what's the mods on it?
The mods are hardened receiver, sharpshooter's grip, a bayonet lug, and a shielded barrel. The bayonet is affixed to side piece. We also have a battle rifle with a bayonet. With another bayonet.
The battle rifle will net you 120.
120. Okay. Everybody had what was that? 120 divided by 5. That's 24. Yeah, 24. Everybody had 24 to their cap piles.
You're so kind.
Yeah. I figure this is from the group's stock, so.
And the heavily modified combat rifle will net you 200.
Ooh. Does anybody want to say that they want the combat rifle before I sell it?
Nope.
Because this is a nice combat rifle.
Asking if you want a combat
Sorry. I want to get some water. I don't think I want a combat rifle.
If I'm reading it correctly, it would be a 7 DC weapon, I think. If I'm reading the mods correctly. Yeah, 7 DC. Although sharpshooter's grip, it's 7 DC with
Yeah.
1 pierce. No, 8 DC with 1 piercing.
24.
Yeah, does anybody want it?
Nope.
Because it's 8 DC. It's a close range weapon, I think. And it has piercing 1.
No, it's medium.
It's medium? Oh. Okay, so does 8 DC, does medium damage, is medium range, and has piercing 1. Oh yeah, combat is base 2. Is base medium. And I believe combat rifles are in 45?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Okay, so that is a combat that is a... Hold on. That is a... Sorry, 7 DC. It's a hardened, shielded sharpshooters combat rifle. So that would be 7 DC, medium range, fire rate 2, with piercing 1. And it would be two-handed. Yeah. Weight would be...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having to calculate because I didn't have it down prior. Weight would be... Oh, it's...
It'd only be 2 pounds heavier than what a normal one is. So, 13 pounds.
Yeah. So not too heavy either.
No.
Yep. And yeah, I think that's it. Or I have a 12mm pistol, a 12.7mm pistol with a powerful receiver built into it.
How much does the rifle I have weigh?
The rifle you have, that one, I don't think I recorded it. Oh boy. Do you remember what all the stats were for that rifle?
Yep, 9 DC, piercing 2, accurate two-handed.
Hang tight, Sally. I'll get that for you.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my bad for not recording the weight. I had it on the Brahmin.
12.7.
Probably add up everything that's on the Brahmin. Ooh.
Sally's able to get you 300 caps.
And caps for what?
300 caps for the 12.7mm pistol.
Okay. Wait, how many caps? Sorry.
300.
300? Okay.
Are we splitting that one too, Sam?
Yes. So everybody add 60 to their cap amounts.
How much?
60. Yeah, very good.
The base weight for the sniper rifle is 7 pounds. Or 10 pounds, I'm sorry.
Okay.
With all the
No,
modding,
that's without the mods. That's what I'm trying to do the math to figure out what was.
with the special skill, probably another
Yeah.
2-3. Maybe.
Dope adds another 2.
I don't think it has anything else on it. It was just that special scope.
Or for so 14 pounds total.
Okay.
And I think that's it for me for now. Or wait, no, the mace.
The mace you're stuck with, at least for the moment.
Bleh.
But he seems to. You haven't found any
Even if I
individuals.
demonstrate it?
Yes, if you.
Especially if you demonstrate it.
This
God, no.
thing weighs more than C2.
Yeah, I was going to say even if he builds up a head of steam, he's not going to be able to do much with it.
Yeah. Nice try, but yeah, no, C2 cannot even hold this thing.
Vic, what else do you have?
Okay, I got a plain 10mm pistol.
Vanilla 10. Get you 30 caps.
Okay, then I've got I have an aluminum bat. Nothing special about it, but it isn't broken.
That actually will get you
What about that bloodstain that's on the
lost. You'll get 32 for that.
Like that.
Fine.
It's going away.
I'm sure they can wipe it off.
Okay, I do have the Desert Eagle heavy caliber pistol.
Where did you get that from?
Oh, did I not share that one with you, Sam? Yeah, I did.
Any mods or anything on it? Or anything that I mentioned from before?
I don't have any stats on it.
Okay.
Heavy caliber pistol like Desert Eagle.
Okay, so it's 12.7. Okay. That will get you an even 2. Actually, 220. Sorry.
220? I will do that.
I already know you're not sharing.
No.
He never does. Which makes me wonder why I shared with him.
Well, actually, I had no gold. I had none. I'm a little happy-go-lucky. So, I do have a double-barreled sawed-off shotgun.
Chris, you're not keeping that.
If somebody's close enough for that to be effective, I'd rather just hit them.
That's true. You'll get 30 caps for it.
And then I have 12 shotgun shells.
You can sell those for.
Wait, you're just selling off a bunch of shotgun shells when there are literally 2 people in the group that use shotgun shells.
Oh, do you guys want them?
If
Yeah.
you told us that you had them, yes.
Oh, alright. Well, I'll give each of you 6 then.
Thank you.
Oh, you need to buy more shotgun shells, but now you don't have an even number.
Oh man, don't tempt me.
Now, does anybody need 44 Magnum shells?
Yes, I do.
I have 6.
Okay, I'm taking them.
Let's see here. I also have a tire iron.
No, I already have a tire iron.
Oh, no, I'm
Everybody has
talking.
a tire iron.
Yeah, I'm talking to the barter dude.
The vendor.
Yeah, the merchant.
Okay. I'll give you 12.
Oh, hell yeah.
Can I pickpocket the 12 caps?
No. Stay away. Look, I gotta buy pretty much everything, so I'm trying to stock up. Let's see here. I also have we're just working with weapons right now.
Weapons, armor,
Um,
whatever. These guys have nothing special. You know, they're not unless you're buying water. There's no exclusive merchant that's buying or selling stuff.
And, I do have a bolt action pipe rifle.
Yeesh, that thing's old.
Like peasant.
I know.
Jesus. Get you 12 also for it. Sally, make me 2 more barter rolls.
What you're doing. Does anybody need 5.56 ammo?
No, nobody in the group uses that.
Okay, I have 9 5.56 rounds.
They'll give you 20 for it.
All that.
Yeah, nobody heard that.
That's fine. It didn't need to go
Just
through.
me. Lucky me.
Uh-huh. I do have the big padded glove, the lead-lined boxing glove.
Okay.
Interested to sell that. I haven't found a second one, so.
But yeah, you did. You didn't find a lead line, but you did find another box.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't even have the second one.
Boxing glove. Lead line. That. I'll give you 10.
I will sell that then too. Okay, and then I am also going to sell this. I've got a pickaxe. It's a plain pickaxe. I've had it since the beginning of the game. I'm going to go ahead and sell it.
You don't think you'll need to do any mining? Okay, fair enough.
I'm good for now. Not a chunky boy. It's the next heaviest weapon up.
Oh yeah, we need to get your axe repaired at some point as well.
Yeah, I've got a bunch. I need to spend money on it.
Yeah.
Stickdoll, armor, weapon repair.
Cigarettes.
Yeah.
More jet.
Well, hopefully not.
Pickaxe will get you 30.
Okay, I'll take it. Okay. I also have the regular aluminum base. Oh, God.
A Dictol will cost you 150 for those.
I'll come back to that when I'm buying. I do have another aluminum baseball bat. This is one I've actually carried and used for a while. It's perfectly fine, but it doesn't have any mods on.
That'll get you 22.
Me too.
It has character. So
It does have marks on it for killing.
story. Tells your story.
Okay, alright, so that takes care, I think, for now, of the weapons. For other stuff, do we wait, or do we go ahead and sell that?
Want to?
Yeah. Yeah, let's go through it. So I have that 440 metal chest piece that...
It's not metal, it's combat. I gave you. If it's the one I gave you, then it's a combat chest piece.
Oh, is it a combat chest piece, or is it the one Sam just gave you, or is it a metal suit of metal armor chest piece?
One Sam just gave me.
Okay, so that's 440. Okay. That'll net you 200.
Okay, well let's split this one since Sam's shared it. So that's 40 each.
Yep.
Oh, thanks.
I get used to it.
Okay, all right, and then I
Doesn't
do.
change much.
True. I do have the I do have a full metal chess piece. It's 540. I do have a note here that it was worth about 30k.
Oh yeah, that was the one that got dipped. And then the robot at the farm, Farmer Bob, cleaned it.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was when he dove into the goo, and that's when you got the first of your legendary weapons.
Yeah, it's too bad it didn't turn him big, green, and bald.
That will net you
Would have been an improvement.
170.
I will take it.
Sally, make me 2 stage charisma rolls. One more.
Oh, goodness.
You know that you have various eyes upon you with everything that the group has been selling and apps that have been. What else you got, Snake?
Does anybody need 5mm ammo?
No, we just none of us are wielding a minigun.
Okay, I have 2 5mm rounds.
Wow, you're really getting as much as you can, huh?
I mean, I have a feeling if Dictol is 150, it's
Yeah, how much does it cost an artificial shortage of Addictol?
500.
Ah,
So that'll get you 2 caps.
okay. I'll sell it.
just for the fun.
Yeah, but you can make it all. I'm not available.
Did you?
Nah, Snake in Withdrawal is even less fun than Snake not in Withdrawal. Okay, fine.
So I do have 8, and I don't know exactly what they are. I've got in my notes. It's 8 green and copper colored cartridges.
8 green and copper colored art. Gamma cells? Yeah.
A long time ago.
Actually, that's another reason why I want to talk with the Merc bands. I want to see if they recognize the casing with the spade carved into it. I don't know.
Those will get you 50.
How much?
You had how many total did you have?
8.
I'll get you 80.
80? Okay, I will sell that too.
Just I'll ask before you go anymore. Sally or Saval, anything you want to sell?
Nah. I'm a hoarder.
Okay. Saval? Okay. They do. Going for 60 apiece. Only full strength. They don't have diluted.
If you want, I'll spot you some. Because I mean, these are healing supplies for the whole group.
And like I said, a Dick Doll is 150.
Yeah, no, Snake's paying for that on his own.
I didn't know if I'm letting him know what's available.
Yeah.
If there's other meds that you're asking for, let me know.
I'll probably deal with that last. I want to figure out my armor
That's fine.
weapon situation first. I do have 2 baseballs since this guy wants 3 baseball bats. Let me see if he wants any baseballs.
Okay.
And I'll grab one for myself.
We'll get you 15 each.
Okay, I will sell both. Okay, and then I do have the metal skull cap. I don't have any stats for it. I think it's fairly basic.
Get you 10.
That. Okay. I do also have the heavy metal collar. I think it was flexible tube and bent it. I thought that came from like the circus folks, but I don't remember exactly where we got it.
No, that came from the fight against the brutes that were when you rescued the women and the girls.
Oh, okay, yeah, the heavy metal collar. I'm willing to sell that too.
Nobody wants anything for it. To them, it's junk. They'll give you 2 caps.
I'll take it. I'll take the 2 caps.
Okay.
Okay, I want to go with the magazines with folks, see if anybody's interested in these. If not, sell them.
Okay.
So, the first one...
Well,
first
let me turn to the magazine section. Okay, go.
The first one, I don't think I want to sell it, but I will put it out here anyway. It's Grognak in the bosom of the Corsair Queen.
That's one successful melee attack. You can one successful melee attack you make automatically inflicts a critical hit.
You're the primary melee damage dealer.
Okay, I want to keep that one for now. We have Guns and Bullets magazine, Street Guns of Detroit.
Gain an extra 2 AP after one successful attack. This AP must be immediately spent and cannot be saved.
Honestly,
I'm just pulling them out and seeing if anybody wants them.
Honestly, if nobody else wants it, I will take that because that's an extra free action, essentially.
Alright, you got it then, Sam. That one off. Okay, and then I have one more. I also probably won't get rid of it. It's Grognak, Demon Slaves, and Demon Scion.
One attack against ghouls inflicts an extra 2 dice of damage.
Okay, anybody interested in that one at the moment?
Nope.
Okay, alright, so we don't have anything additional there. So... Double checking. I think that's everything. They... I do have these... I have 3 metal spheres. I don't think there's anything special about them.
You have weird stuff in your inventory.
Oh, I'm a snake.
He's had plenty of opportunities to pick up odds and ends. He's been off on his own.
Yeah.
Nobody offers you anything.
Okay. I also I'll show him up somebody's ass sometime. I do have a metal plate, just a plain metal plate. Anybody interested in that?
That's junk.
2 caps.
The
take
only
it,
thing it would
2
be useful
caps.
for is turning into scrap. Which makes me think if they're going to offer you less than 5 caps for your armor, Sam might pay you that just to get the scrap material.
Okay, I think for now that's everything I want to sell.
Are you sure?
I think so. I was thinking about selling my 44 pistol, but I'll sell it if I'm really close on my armor.
You don't have the ammo for it. You gave it all to Miss Gray, remember?
No, I still have 40
Okay.
for that.
Which I'll pick
Yeah, I just had stuff in the inventory that I never added into that. Never shoot it, so I probably don't even need 40.
Whereas the rest of the group, particularly Miss Gray and I think, actually have weapons that fire 44.
Oh, well, if you guys run out, let me know.
I look at Sam and I say, I'll steal it when he's sleeping tonight.
Sam just nods his head. Makes sense.
I will want to buy stuff, but we can go on for other folks selling stuff while we're in that mode.
I don't think I've got anything else that can be sold here. Yeah.
I think selling stuff is.
Unless somebody wants to buy 2 plungers.
Hey, why do you have plungers?
Because plungers are evil.
Yeah, that clears it up.
I feel like there's a story there, but
It has to do with Fallout 4 and plungers being in weird spots. No.
I thought it had to do with butt plugs.
No. There's a running gag with Fallout 4 and plungers being in locations where there's just weird stuff going on. Usually mannequins are involved. If that explains it anymore.
Sounds like a very weird kink.
Yeah, that was as clear as mud, but thank
The
you.
Fallout 4 developers were weird. They tended to put mannequins doing things that looked like they might be occult, and nearby there would usually be an abundance of plungers. So therefore, plungers were evil. Like you'd have a bunch of mannequins that are just standing over a bathtub with a skeleton in it, and all the mannequins would be holding knives.
You're just digging that hole deeper and deeper, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't holding plungers.
Rarely were they holding plungers. There was one bathroom that I went into that had plungers up along the walls onto the ceiling. Weird. There was another one where there were a pair of mannequins that were dueling with plungers.
You know, it's sad that you have neurons devoted to this.
Yeah. There are also neurons devoted to why we don't see children's skeletons, but we see teddy bears everywhere. The teddy bears are the children's skeletons.
I'm more worried about the plungers.
Even the merchants are kind of looking at you funny now at this point. It's like, is he okay? He's with
No, he's not. No.
you.
But seriously, do any of the merchants have railway rifles?
No.
Damn. I just want one so I can use up the railway spikes in my ammo bag.
Well, I'm done. Is anybody else selling stuff?
No, you were it. You.
Oh, I was it.
Yeah, we went. Yeah, I went around to everybody. Sally Sue and Saval were good.
Okay, can we move on to buying stuff then? First,
What are you looking for?
I am I am going to buy 4 more shotgun shells to make it an even 30.
Quick, somebody
They're
give her an
4
extra
each,
shotgun
right?
shell. They're 4 each, Jeff.
I'm not giving her an extra shotgun shell. She's got plenty of shotgun shells now.
And now she'll have 41.
Yeah, besides, I have 49 shotgun shells.
It's good for her.
It is 7 squared shotgun shells. Perfection. That being said, what did you say 308 was?
308, kind of expensive.
Yeah. Because I'll probably end up picking up a few since I gave a bunch to Sally.
Thank you.
No problem.
They were 6.
6 a pop. And there was a limit on them, right?
Yes. 30.
30. Sheesh. These are expensive. I'm only getting 10. That's highway robbery. We really need to get a reloading bench. But, you know.
You can rent benches here. There are benches available.
Might try that at some point.
Uh, 5 caps a day.
Okay.
Excuse me. If everybody wants to take a break, Sniper had to step away. He said he'd be right back. So
Yeah.
take a couple minutes breaks. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted.
Okie dokie.
Oh, he's
Sniper.
back.
He's back. Oh, hey, hope everybody enjoyed their break.
Oh, all right.
That's okay. So,
Oh, is everybody on a break now?
yeah,
For about 5 seconds.
I just, yeah, so,
All right. Yeah, I had to go get some water. You know, after you eat a bunch of nerds, a lot of sugar.
you need to something include all that sugar in your system. I hear you.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'll step away again. I will be right back.
Yeah, take a break. I'm gonna go grab some water myself. I'll be right back.
I came to the realization while I was typing up my notes that I've become so used to Evie's writing style that every single thing I type up is now in that writing style. It's weird. Yeah.
Are we all back?
I'm
Yeah.
here.
Phoenix, are you back?
I am back too. That is right now. I just updated the map. That is a map of Germantown. Lake Park does not exist anymore, but that is the area that the fortress occupied footprint. Based upon the old map, that's your swamp and everything. That actually ends into town.
Thank you.
The fortress is the main inhabited part of Germantown.
Bluish green area is the area that represents the swamp. There's a railroad that you know is a focal point for other stuff.
And we know that there was supposed to be some sort of rail yard around here that has either the shipment for Mr. House or the shipment for the COG facility.
Go to macro map. Click. Right now, you guys are here. That is the fortress. Admit that you're in. Somewhere, this one here represents something that I'm pulsing on the map. Yep, where you guys were.
And what does this tower represent?
Oh no, you've never been into the prime portion, the downtown or the actual city itself. You
I
did,
guess we'll have to explore.
or the town itself. Yep.
Actually, one of the things I'd like to note is we need to speak to a food merchant at some point.
Yes.
Yep.
I mentioned
About
that
getting-
earlier.
Yeah, a food merchant and potentially a water merchant, since water here isn't free.
Nope.
Yeah.
Are we going back to buying stuff?
Yep, we're going back to buying stuff. I'm just. What are we interested in? There we go. Okay.
I can go if nobody else knows.
Yeah.
Or how do you want to do it, Phoenix?
You're
Well,
the primary one who needs to buy stuff.
yeah, as far I'll just ask. Everybody else has done whatever they're buying at the Saval. I know you bought your stuff. Everybody bought, and primarily it appeared to be ammunition that the group was interested in. The odd the gear that Miss Gray has purchased. So
There's not really anything that they have that's better than what we currently have.
correct. You at least not that you've seen. You've been through all the shops. So you other than going into the actual merchant order itself, where the actual the trading houses are, the trading groups are to go out.
Right.
You've pursued everything. These are the smaller shops that they have access to. If there's something that you're looking for, talking among the people, the roles that Sally Sue has made, you interacted with sort of the head merchant of each particular house or faction. Interacted with everybody here in some way, shape, or form. So you have a pretty good idea as to what they have, what they can and can't do, what they have available.
Right. Are there any representatives of the mercenary groups or anything like that around? Because I would like to see if any of them recognize the shell casing. Although that can probably happen after Snake finishes his buying, and maybe if we want to go ahead and purchase food and water now.
There is people you can talk to, but it is at one of the higher levels of the flooring that you're on. So you're on the first and second floor, switching back and forth. You have to go up to the third floor to talk with the merchant groups or the mercenary groups.
Yeah, so
And most of those appear to be, out to lunch, be back later, beating people up within the city type of, signs.
yeah, I mean that's probably where Sam's going to head next and wait for them to return, so that way he can start asking his questions.
Okay.
And pointedly, with the Mustangs, make sure they are aware of the goings on in at the Powder Monk compound.
Okay.
In case word hasn't reached them yet.
Understood. So, Snake, what are you looking?
So I want to deal with armor first. So I want to go to whoever the best armorer is. Here's we gotta say.
Well,
Sally,
you have
make
5 guys who are saying that they're all the best armor.
yeah. So, Sam, a intelligence repair roll, and Sally, make me a barter speech roll.
Barter,
Junk.
barter speech?
Ooh.
Oh, sorry, charisma speech. Okay, wow. Okay. So,
Is that enough success?
yes, that's more than enough. That's wow. Okay. So knowing the state of Snake's armor and the various people that spoken
Most putting us
to,
at 6 action points. Because I think we've earned it at this point.
you've earned it. Yep, I'll say you're back at max. You're definitely at max.
Wait, what's it, Max?
Action
AP.
points.
You can direct Snake to what you feel is the best person there. You can also direct Snake to what you feel is the worst person there, depending on how vindictive you feel at the moment. So,
It's cannon fodder, remember.
The temptation is so strong. Okay, fine. I point to the big burly guy who's sitting next to a furnace and anvil and say he's probably your best bet.
I look at Sam for a moment, then a Sally sort of moment, and then I go over and talk to the burly guy.
Hello there, sweet cheeks. What are you coming over here for?
Well,
Just like I thought it would be.
Oh boy.
Yoo-hoo.
I want to look good and I want to be hard.
Oh,
You
I
have to
think
roll for it.
he's like freezing. He's like, oh, I think I can help you out with both of those.
Yeah, so I'll show my armor, and first I'll go down the route of if it seemed possible to repair the art armor.
Ooh. Looking at it, he's taking a look. Changing the helmet back. He's like, I can't do anything with this. He's like, I'll be honest with you. This existed before everybody probably combined ages inside this building, and divided in half. Were around. There's no.
Okay.
You would do better at any points than you can see. Somebody. One of the guards walking by. I can get you combat armor. I can get you the best combat armor I can get my hands on for you. I can. He stops and he's kind of scratching your hair.
He's scratching my hair?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
And he's like, he's standing there, and he's like, it's like,
Sam's
I
just off to the side observing the quality of their work and saying, "Yep, right choice."
like I can probably get you the best suit of combat armor I can lay my hands on. Odd it out. Looking, it's like, out of all this here, the only thing I would salvage out of it.
It's the radio and the headlamp, isn't it?
Well, the helmet's
All over.
intact. I can rewire the helmet for you to fit into whatever you're going to be working with. Rewire it. The radio he's looking at is like, the hell did you do? Take a bath in acid in this?
That's what I said.
I can get an radio built for you. Have parts. I can knock some. If you have the necessary materials, I can knock the cost off of that. Still scratching your hair. Like, there was a suit of power armor at that. I get the heavy suit of armor put together for you. Everything but the helmet. Wouldn't be waterproof like this one was. So, probably scrap that. Now he's scratching his head.
Snake should scratch his head.
What's that scene in the movie where they're who was it? They're doing the pottery thing. The guy reached around with
Ghost?
the yes,
Ghost?
that's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Looking at the armor.
Sam is happy. Sam is happy.
yeah, that's Snake and Warpy's move, right? The reach around.
Yeah.
Well, right now,
Sam's just stretching his chin and thinking, so that's what that looks like.
I can get you combat armor and geared out fully. Fiberglass mod done to the combat armor. It'll cost you. It's going to cost you. It'll cost you over 1,000 caps.
Okay, what does the fiberglass do?
It'll make it a 660. Helmet will stay the same. So whatever the stats were for the helmet, this helmet will remain the same. If you can provide him with 8 uncommon material, common material, and rare crafting material, get the radio rebuilt and integrated into the armor itself.
How much materials total?
One way or the other to get the radio working, whatever you choose to do. It's 8 common, 8 uncommon, 2 rare.
It's an ore?
No, it's 8 common,
Okay.
8 uncommon, 2 rare.
We can provide that.
Okay, does that get the night vision and the breathing underwater and the radio,
You
or
can't make it watertight.
I can't make it watertight, but that will get the That'll get the radio integrated back into the helmet. That will get fusion battery not a core, the energy cells for the laser weapons. Fusion battery popped in there, so you won't have to worry about once you pop it in, and as long as the unit's still good, it'll keep that thing charged. You won't have to worry about leakage there. The helmet will allow you to breathe underwater because that's built into the helmet. But you could go. And he, gets this glazed over look in his eyes when he's thinking about this. You can go buck ass naked into the water with just the helmet on, and still be able to breathe in the water.
Okay, so I would be able to breathe and do radio. I wouldn't have night vision.
Like this guy.
You would have night vision would be there. It's all integrated into the helmet. So the features of the helmet would be powered off of the battery that would be stored within with the radio.
Oh, okay. Oh, is the helmet going to be a 660 as well, or
the helmet that you have right now?
Oh, it's what I have now.
The
one that I have now, it has a -1 to the stats. Would he be able to repair it and fix the -1?
No.
Okay, so it'd still be a -1.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's fine. But he would get it all working again.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And the armor.
If you choose nothing to do with the armor, all he needs is the crafting materials that you're going to provide him, and he'll be able to do that to get the radio and the night vision and everything fully functional for you. He'll charge you 100 caps plus the materials to get that done.
And then
we can definitely supply him with the materials.
Okay, so that takes care of the helmet. The other pieces you said would be 660, and they would be... Are they heavy combat?
Heavy combat with the fiberglass mod, yes.
How much is it all going to be?
1,030 for that.
How much do you have?
How badly, and just so I have it, how badly damaged is your armor? What is it down to?
It is, well, the chest piece is in really bad shape in the sense that it couldn't take much more damage before it was just going to break.
Right. It's the equivalent of like a 2-2 right now, just so you know.
That had dropped even more than I thought. I had everything down 1. So I had physical energy down a point. And then the chest piece was in worse.
Right. So so that would be down 1. So that'd be the equivalent of what, a 4-4.
Yeah.
You're getting the better deal out of that. He's willing to. The chest piece, you can take that and just throw that right into the garbage can.
Mm-hmm.
He won't even offer you anything for that. You can buy leather armor better than that at this point. The legs and the arms, which are down to 4, able to scrap some. He's looking at it. He's like, maybe able to scrap some stuff out of it. We'll say 850 for everything. We'll say 850 for everything. That includes him working on rebuilding the radio and everything like that. He'll need some time to get the parts and everything together, make sure that they have the necessary modifications made to it. But he figures, like I said, he figures 2 weeks time. He should be able to have everything for you.
Okay, so I do have enough gold for that. So let me go ahead and deal with that.
Okay, you're going with the 850.
You're dealing gold.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that leaves me with 417. Okay, let me talk about the jumpsuit that I had underneath it. Now, as far as I know, the jumpsuit has been unaffected from all of this.
Correct.
Okay, all right, and that is still additive. So wearing the jumpsuit makes this base setup. It would make it a 683.
Yes.
Okay.
Everything but your head. The jumpsuit doesn't cover your
A
head.
little more vulnerable. Okay, that already is feeling a lot better. It's almost as if I was running around naked.
With the amount of damage that you've been on the receiving end for, Yes, that would be. I mean, you felt a breeze as you were walking through, type of deal. So yes, it was getting close to that.
Okay.
But the armor, like your previous suit, like metal suit, the armor did what you needed it to do. So
Mhm.
it deserves its gold watch and sent out to pasture to play with the other suits of armor.
Yeah, the painted on nipples go for free with the salvage he's getting.
Oh, I can make sure they go back on your other ones if you'd like me to. I just have to see what the originals look like.
It's okay. I'm
Yes.
good. Leave it plain
Yes.
for now.
I picked the right merchant.
Yes.
Okay.
Customer and all that.
So he's looking at Miss Gray. She's like, yes. He's looking at you like, no, I'm okay. Sam's like over there going, hey, thumbs up. Yeah, how's it go?
What is Snake currently wearing?
He's still wearing his armor. The guy hasn't taken him out of it yet to get measurements. Like measuring his inseam like they do in prison. So
And,
it needs nipples. And didn't we have a mole rat butt on the back of it too? Yeah.
was that on the metal armor though? Not this armor?
that was the pink. That was the hot pink. That was on the metal armor. That
Yeah,
wasn't
I
done
feel
on
like
this one.
this armor needs to honor both of the prior pieces of armor. So we need to combine them. Nipples on the front, mole rat butt on the back.
Yep.
I'll talk to the merchant.
Okay.
And while we're still here, what's the chance of this merchant having heavy leather, shadowed heavy leather?
Oh, you're into that stuff too. Oh, okay. Looking at you, he's like, full suit?
Not a full suit, just
Just the helmet?
just 2 legs and 1 arm for leather.
Looking at you funny. He's like, 2 legs and 1 arm. Gee.
I'm perfectly fine with my chest and head, and I can only wear 1 arm because of the Pip-Boy.
Wanted heavy leather?
Heavy leather. And shadowed if you have the materials for it.
The heavy leather he can do. That's easy enough.
Yep. But what materials can they do on it? Is my question. Because only with good materials will it actually be better than what I've currently got.
He would have to see and ask. He doesn't know if he can do the heavy the heavy leather. And you see there's various types. From various leathers taken off of ramen and other things. So I can get the leather tanned. I can get the leather cured so it's thicker, a little less supple. I can probably get it done. Have to see. I don't know if I can how I can do that for you.
Fair enough. It was just a thought anyways.
Oh, that's
Unacceptable.
Yeah. Sam, he's always on the lookout for an upgrade, and his armor, while good, could use an upgrade.
All right.
he takes a look at your arm and he's like, I can definitely do that for you. That would be 50 caps.
Just the arm?
Just the arm. The
Can, we
only
add
one.
can you stabilize it?
Ooh, now you're asking for something. And he's like, yeah, I can do that.
So, a stabilized heavy leather arm, and what's the material?
Leather?
I mean, what is the material mod? Would it be
you're
girded,
asking
treated, or shadowed? Yeah.
No, it would be shadowed.
Oh, it would be shadowed. Okay.
If the US were shadowed, yeah.
Is that ignores first complication on sneak tests.
If you
Yeah.
have one piece, how many pieces do you have?
Well, the arm would be the only one.
Okay, so yes. So that would be let's see, the heavy leather arm would be a 6'7". 6'7" stable, so it'd be a 6'7" stabilized.
Yep.
That would be 9 pounds, 50 caps, and stabilized when you make a ranged attack. When you it has to be, and again, what's your hold on, you are right-handed or left-handed, so your Pip-Boy's on your left arm.
Pip-Boy is on the right arm.
Right arm. Okay. So yes, that would, since that's your dominant arm, that would be the one that was stabilized. Holding the weapon. That does not reduce the recoil, so you still have to brace Hecate for the
Right.
12.7 millimeter weapons before you
Right,
fire
and
those.
If memory serves, the only way to raise recoil, I think, is
Unless you raise your strength to at least an 8. So.
It's on the
Or
agenda.
in power armor.
On the agenda.
Okay. Yes, he will do that. He can do that for you.
Yeah, because
And you have to aim. You have to say that you're using the aim ability.
right.
Or the aim action, I'm sorry.
Right.
But you don't have to spend any AP for it, but you do. So, what Stabilize does for for the group here and also for the people tuning in, that takes a ranged attack that when you aim, which is a special action, minor action, and when you make a ranged attack, it will increase the attack dice by 1. So any aimed ranged fire will go up by 1. With the aim special ability, that allows you to spend anywhere from 1 to 3 AP, and that will increase. That's additional damage dice being dealt.
Yep.
Cannot use special ammunition when you do an aimed action, though.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the only other caveat. So, but that's because of the fact that you're getting extra dice.
Right, and the opposite would be, rather than taking the minor action to aim, you're taking a minor action to swap out the ammo type.
Correct.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So that would be that. So, Snake, it's costing you $850 to get your armor. We'll take 2 weeks for that. Miss Gray has her own weapon modification being done. The pistol is with the gunsmith at this point to do that, so you don't have Peacemaker with you.
Yep.
He is working on it. You have the ammunition. He gave all that back, but so you'll have your 10 mil and your subgun to use during that time. Saval, you have the hunting rifle. Your choice. What you choose if you wish to sell that now, since nobody seems to need it. So if you want to sell that off, you can.
Goodbye, old friend.
Can go along, and also, I mean, I don't think there's anything you can take off of it to move to the sniper rifle. So the best you can do with your,
I mean, as an extended mag, I think that's the only interesting mod on it. The scope is standard. Is a standard short scope, and it's just a full stock with a long barrel.
Yeah. So your weapon has the best scope that it possibly can be equipped with. You can, if I didn't say it has it, you can purchase a suppressor for it. The only option you have is for a receiver, and you can. Let's see. Let's go back to. I can
The sniper rifle was forgot that I put that on there.
So you can. So it has a hardened, so you can transfer that over to the sniper rifle. You can go along and purchase either a calibrated or powerful. Powerful is hardened is 1 combat die. Powerful is 2 combat die. Calibrated makes it vicious. So whatever you're rolling, but again, every pit bull you roll goes from being 1 damage to 2. In addition to piercing, so you balances out.
Could he get calibrated powerful?
That's what I'm looking. It says that it can.
Because I know that is allowed with the Wasteland
That's what it said. Yep.
supplement.
So, yes, it can go for that particular weapon. Where it shows me where that.
Seriously, where are the mods? There's
That's what I'm looking
big gun mods. I do not like the way this one book is set up.
Plasma. There you go. Calibrated. Okay, so
There we
calibrated
are.
powerful receiver is also possible. That does 2 dice of damage extra and gains vicious for the weapon. That's probably your best choice.
Yep.
But that's something to think about. That will cost you, if you, the person who would be willing to do it would take the hunting rifle in exchange, as is, with everything there.
It is a good hunting rifle.
They would need 4 days to gain possession of the receiver and install the receiver mod. But they could do it for you. That's up to you, Saval, if you want to do that. Okay, so think about that. So it's going on 11:30. We're gonna call it quits now before Sally Sue turns into a pumpkin.
Oh, a pumpkin.
But I see a funny potato
I'm a real boy.
or a real boy.
We are not playing next week. It's just to let everybody know who's listening. So I do apologize for that. We will be back on the 19th to pick back
You're
up where we
fired.
left off. And that way, so goal for the 19th is to see what Saval wants to do with the hunting rifle and if he wants that particular modification. And then he would have to give the rifle up while the work's being done, obviously. And then the group wants to figure out what they need for food and water for their eventual return trip. They have paid for 3 days. That provides them lodging. You have 2 metal keys, and each one with the tag on the end, going to a room on the 3rd floor. Where you can stay. Medical is on that floor too, as are the various mercenary guilds.
It's
So
gonna take 2 weeks to mod Snake's armor and
it's going
stuff.
to take 2
Yeah.
weeks. It's going to take 2 weeks for the armorer to get the necessary materials here.
And
No,
then
And I'll need to work out also fixing the axe and Chunky Boy too.
Yes,
and that's the same with Sam's leather armor.
yes,
Okay.
So we're gonna have to pay eventually for more nights here, huh?
correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you're going to figure out what you're going to do for an interim to find out. You based upon the questions that were asked, Miss Gray and the group has learned some of the dynamic about the Germantown fortress and the Baron that rules over the fortress. You haven't been out into the town proper to see what's going on there, nor have you made inquiries into various things that you're looking for, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, while you're here. You've also known that you've made, uninvited guests, to the group, either through, Snake's chem fueled withdrawal at the entrance when you came in, up to and including gathering information about the town itself.
We're spending
Okey-dokey.
caps, we're trading, we're doing things that are beneficial.
You are. Oh, and that's part, and you're also trading stuff, which a lot of caps have changed hands, and so people are interested with what's going on with that.
Yeah, so we're just being normal wastelanders who just happen to have a bit more stuff than the normal wastelander.
Yeah. And people are asking,
Yes, if anybody tries to take the stuff, though, they will end up missing a hand.
Okay. And Sally Sue, and yes, infamy of Sally Sue is spreading through
Wasteland.
Great.
Yeah.
Maybe I should get a new helmet thingy.
Yeah. Hide your face even more.
But with that, we are.
It's always the bard or the merchant that ends up getting everybody thrown out of the town. Ugh. Why can't it ever be the barbarian?
And 9?
Oh, line. And this episode of As the Wasteland Burns was brought to you by Galaxy News Radio and our sponsors at Vulcan Better Living Underground. Which will be back.
Now with
Better.
blue butt plugs.